Hey, I'm Liv, and welcome to another indie perfume review. My sister is also a perfume addict. She's probably the original perfume addict. She loves scents, she tries different scents, she's constantly on the quest to find the one, and she never finds it. So she had a whole bunch of samples that she sent to me. Today, we're going to be sniffing one of those, namely Regime de Fleurs. I hope I'm saying that right. Regime de Fleurs? Yeah, this is their Oahu collection. There are no names that I can see on these little samples. Or are there? No, there are no names, so I just have to count on the fact that she put these back in the correct order. They seem to have colors. So this is blue, this is green, this is light blue, and then that one does seem a little purple, so this one's sort of a clear peachy one. So we'll assume that they're in the right spot and I'm sniffing the right ones, and hopefully the scents are notable enough to match up with what they say. It does say underneath what each scent smells like, so we kind of have the impression already, which is fine. I'm not really looking at that. I'm not focusing on it. We're just gonna sniff. I don't know anything about this brand at all, but my sister does live in California, not too far from where this is made, and the whole vibe is beachy. This might be my dream thing. If you know me, my scent wishes, my scent profile, I'm always looking for that ultimate sort of beachy scent. I want to smell like a pirate, but a clean, lovely pirate. You know what I mean? Like rum, coconut, tropical fruits, and sea and salt. That kind of thing. With a little vanilla too. Okay, let's get to sniffing. We're gonna go in order of this sheet. First we have shells. That is unexpected. It smells more like aftershave than I was expecting at all. I tried not to read any of the descriptions, but I did see vanilla, and I'm not getting any of that. It smells like fresh lychee and aftershave. I'm smiling when I say lychee because that's the elusive scent that my sister's always looking for, so I'm gonna have to ask her what she thought of this. But you know how a lychee, if you've had lychee, it's delicious. How it has a sort of a tangy bite and a tangy smell to it that's quite unique. It's not citrus, but it's got a little bit of a bite to it, but a sweetness at the same time. This smells like that to me. It also smells clean, like you were on the beach, but you just had a shower. It's very clean and fresh and lychee and sweet, and it's floral, but the floral is not overpowering. It's fruity, but the fruity is not overpowering. It's definitely clean first. Okay, out of interest sake, we're gonna just read what it says here. Teak resin, macadamia seed, sandalwood, and vanilla. Okay, interesting. The vanilla is definitely not there for me, but it is sweet and clean. I'm gonna put these back in exact order so I don't mix anything up. Okay, next we have balls. This one is slightly blue. Whoa, that is weird. It is so different from the other scent. Ooh, fruity. Oh my gosh, it's almost artificial fruity, like... Give me a weird description, but like do you ever have one of those fruity sodas that you pop the cap off like a beer kind of thing and you're like, shh, and then the scent of the fruitiness comes out at you? I'm trying to remember, like I had one that was like a Hello Kitty themed one, and they're the ones with the little marble that you drop in. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Anyways, it's like that burst of fresh carbonation and the fruitiness at the same time. It's weird because it's like a real fruitiness, but so strong that it's artificial. It's almost like grapefruit, but not as tangy or as citrus as grapefruit. It's got that same sort of bite. This is a weird one. And a little bit of floral on the end, but definitely grapefruit first. But there's something that softens it. That's fantastic. I would wear that for sure. Weirdly, I'd wear that more than shells, which I thought I would wear more likely. I don't know. Let's see what it says. Tropical spices, hapu tree, not sure if I said that right. Hapu tree ferns, rushing water, green mist, wet jungle moss, monkey pod bark, manure red clay. No idea. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I would have gotten any of that. I don't think I got any of that. But it's fine. I love this. This is fantastic. I'm gonna pop this in my elbow right now. My elbow crease is where I like to test my scents first because there's generally nothing else that's come into contact with that. And then I'll wear it properly for a full day. Wow, so fun. Okay, next we have vines. This one is slightly green tinted. I guess I could show you, by the way. Like when I say slightly green tinted, that's how green it is. Ooh, I almost read the description. Okay, let's start with a sniff. This is so fun. I also like that this collection is just 5 cents. I can get a little overwhelmed. Like, I just did my Astrid perfume video. I'm still finishing it, and even 8 cents was a lot. And I know I've done more scents, but Astrid was really hard. So I'm hoping these are easier. Ooh, weird. Mint, just a little mint, but it's also mossy and green. This is a weird one, but it's like you're having dinner and you're seated by a very fragrant bush. You know what I mean? Like there's a big bush behind me right now. And there are other scents in the air, like the mint, like we're having mint tea or something, but I'm surrounded by bush. Sorry. That's cool and interesting. Yeah, I don't know. The mint mossiness is overwhelming. Let's see what they said. Healing herbs, overripe citrus, indigenous fig, Stephanotis leaf, amber seed, forest musks. I feel like that sort of encompasses it. Oh, I forgot it was called vines. That actually, it smelled like it. It smelled wet and mossy and green. These are a bit hard to get back in their little nooks. Okay, next one we have is waves, and this is also hard to get out. This is a light blue. The other one was sort of a navy blue. Ugh, I keep almost looking at the description. Okay, let's have a sniff. This is so fun. Ooh. Okay, this is gonna be a weird one. Do you ever smell a plant or like the leaves of a plant and then you pick it up and break it open and it's too strong? Like the smell can be very pleasant, but it's too strong. It's like almost a little bitter, like a bitter plant, but still good and fresh and almost like salty seas and bitter plants. Can I say that? I'm gonna say that in a nice way. In a nice way. Salty seas and bitter plants. Bitter. That word sounds weird right now. Okay, let's see what they said. Crushed herbs and beachside buds. I'm going to take that to mean beachside plants. Tea leaf, salt water, ocean froth, lava rock, sea minerals, and mango wood. I'm psyched. This is fun actually reading the description straight away because normally I'll go and when I'm preparing my final thoughts, then I'll look up the descriptions. Hopefully this doesn't influence my wearing experience of them, but I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. So I think that's really cool because I got that bitter plant thing and the salt water sort of sea air. The first thought that I had when I sniffed this was Davidoff, Cool Waters. You remember that? But it's not at all as sweet and light. Okay, the final one. Oh, this one is called Leis. I can only imagine that it's going to be floral, but let's see. And this one is sort of a clear, it's a clear color. This is going in my other elbow. This smells like a lei in the sense that I feel like I have flowers around my neck, but I'm also wearing perfume. So it's like the experience of wearing flowers around my neck and it's mixed with the perfume that I was wearing. And my perfume's clean and fresh. There's something slightly artificial about it, which I don't mind. It reminds me very much of the, I think it was the fall scent that I loved, of that burst of sweet artificial scent. Oh gosh, was that what I have in my other elbow? Falls? Yes, that was falls. Yes, okay. So falls and leis are my favorite. And there's actually almost something musky or amber, something that sort of deepens the scent in a nice way. I like this a lot. It feels a bit more grown up than some of the other ones. It's sweet and floral, but not too floral. Let's see what they said about it. Butterfly, ginger lily, puakini kini, frangipani, tuberose, jasmine, sambac, black salt, and ambergris. Ambergris. I remember that one. I think that I said amber, didn't I? Did I say amber? I'll have to play back the footage and check if I got that. But I definitely felt that, if that's what I'm thinking of, felt that sort of bringing depth to the scent. That's really cool. I love this one too. So that's 2 that I love and all 5 I like. Like they're 100% my jam. If you watch any of my other stuff regarding perfumes, you know what I'm looking for, that beachy, beautiful scent where you don't just smell like suntan lotion, you smell like you live by the ocean and it's soaked into your being. That sort of thing. These very much feel like that. Falls and Leis, definitely top of the listing so far. I can't remember if I've been telling you the scores that I give everything, but this is an absolute, in this order, Shells is an 8, Falls is a 9, Vines is an 8, Waves is an 8, Leis is a 9. Like 100% Falls and Leis, I could smell like that every day and be happy. Let me sniff my elbow. Oh, that's so good. Ooh, that's also so good. I hope these wear well, which is what we're going to do next. I'm now going to wear each of these for at least a full day. I've oftentimes been giving perfumes multiple days so that I can fully experience them. Then we're going to meet back here and I'm going to share my final thoughts about them. For me, it's going to be a very long time. For you, it'll be just now. I'm so excited to give you my final thoughts about Régime de Fleurs. I've taken a couple weeks with these scents and it's been really fun. First, we have Shells. At first sniff, this was clean, fresh, slightly floral, and slightly fruity. A little bit like lychee with a tangy bite. I gave it an 8 out of 10. On my skin, the lychee stays a bit, but then it turns almost into a bit of a fresh linen. Floral and clean, still slightly fruity. 8 out of 10. I thought that I was gonna love this one more on my skin. It was still great, but I thought it was gonna be more. Next, we have Falls. I'm just gonna say it now. This is the only perfume that I've sniffed that's a 10 out of 10. At first sniff, it was a burst of freshness, of carbonated fruitiness, almost grapefruit and a little floral. I gave it a 9 out of 10. On my skin, this is a 10 out of 10. And because I've worn it on my skin, now when I smell this at all, it's continually a 10 out of 10 because I just have such a strong attachment to the scent now. This is the strongest on my skin and it's the longest lasting of all the scents. All the Régime de Fleurs scents. On my skin, it's the slight tang of grapefruit or lychee, and lychee in the sense of like just, if you're familiar with the fruits, it's got a knobbly hard texture and you bite it open. I guess some people peel it with their fingers, but I personally like wash the skins, then bite the lychee open and that sort of spritz of the juice as it hits your nose when you open it, that sweet tanginess is what Falls feels like to me. When I had my husband smell this, he said that it smelled like a new car. And then on further clarification, like an air freshener, which is not a bad thing, I don't think. I think it's like the combination of tropical scents, like the ultimate tropical sort of scent. I gotta open this up again. Oh, it's just, it really does smell more and more lychee to me now. Every time I smell this, every time I wear this, and I've worn it 4 times now, at least, it grows on me more and more. For a period of time, I thought maybe it needed to be a room scent. Oh my God, I almost dropped it. So I thought maybe it needed to be a room scent, but I think I would want this on me. There's just something so lovely about it. Ooh, I pooped it on my nose. This is a 10 out of 10. It's wonderful in formulation, in scent, and in lasting power on my skin. I actually contacted the brand about this and I have some details that I will go into in our final thoughts about the brand. Next we have Vines. At first sniff, this was mint, moss, and greenery. I gave it an 8 out of 10. On my skin, it smelled green and fresh, but sort of like being near the ocean in the morning, like the way things are just waking up and blooming and fresh and blossoming. Blooming flowers, fresh soggy sea air, and lots of greenery, if that makes sense. Not right by the ocean, but near it, and oceanside greenery. On my skin, I gave it a 9 out of 10. Next, we have Waves. At first sniff, this was strongly herbal and bitter, and not in a witchy herbal way, in the bite of, like the almost acrid bite of plants growing nearby, of heavy foliage and salty seas. I gave this an 8 out of 10. On my skin, this is certainly the most masculine or unisex of all these scents. The names of all of these are absolutely perfect because this one, Waves, it really encompasses that the burst of smell that you get when you're standing by the ocean and a really big wave crashes right in front of you, and all the scents that are holes in it are sort of projected at you. That burst of scent, acrid and intense and almost biting and crisp and fresh. And that mixed with the bitterness of the plants, it's very unisex, but still in kind of a strangely soft way. I know it doesn't sound like a soft scent in the way that I'm describing it, but it is. And also fresh, acrid, bitter, and herby at the same time. On my skin, I gave this an 8 out of 10. Finally, we have Leis. I think that I thought this was going to be my 10 out of 10. I'm not sure. I can't recall entirely, but I think I did. At first sniff, this was floral, perfumed, and atmospheric. Very clean and fresh with a hint of amber or musk, something that was grounding it. I gave this a 9 out of 10. On my skin, this was still heavily floral, but with a slight fruity sweetness, almost like the sweetness of perfectly blooming flowers. Not totally floral, almost a little fruity, like the release of a flower that's perfectly in bloom. After a little bit, it almost smelled like there was a tiny bit of spiciness to it on me, just the smallest amount, and I'm not sure what that was. I looked up the scent descriptors and I thought maybe it was ambergris, and I finally found out what that actually is. It's sperm whale vomit. Well, this is not what I thought sperm whale vomit would smell like, but ambergris is in a lot of things, so I don't know. Anyways, this scent actually turned out to be more of what I would think as that car air freshener scent. Not in a bad way, in a like, this is the ultimate tropical scent. It feels like you had a lei thrown over your neck and you have this burst of blooming flowers, and it's very typical tropical. I think this would make a great room scent. It's still a fantastic scent, but it wasn't my 10 out of 10 that I thought it was going to be like falls. Woo. I did wish that the scent lasted longer on me. Like I said, it sort of wore down to a slightly spicy, floral and sweet sort of kiss. Still a 9 out of 10 on my skin though. My final thoughts about Regime de Fleurs. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited that I have more of this to test. So I had this whole tester sample. This is their Oahu collection. I have not encountered a 10 out of 10 scent before. That's falls. So when I was getting ready to do the final review, I looked up the brand and looked to see if I could buy falls, because 10 out of 10, I have a lot of perfume, I have a lot of scents, and I feel very fortunate for that. But this, I really want this around. I want this in my life. It smells so good. It's very expensive, and it's also out of stock because Regime de Fleurs is very tiny, boutique. They make stuff, it seems, depending on their whims and what's available to them. And so when I was preparing for this final video, I looked up Regime de Fleurs and went to their online store to see if I could purchase falls, because what a phenomenal scent. I'm fortunate enough to have so many lovely scents to go through and to sniff. I still have hundreds more scents to sniff, so I don't really need any more scents, but falls is just so phenomenal that I truly wanted to pick it up. Unfortunately, it is no longer for sale, out of stock on their website, and it looks like they have a very small collection. So I contacted the owner and she responded immediately. Alia. She seems lovely. She says that they release extremely small batches because they're a tiny little company and they often have to discontinue products in order to make room for new products in their collection. Why am I holding this up so long? There's no real strategy to this other than it being based on their limited budget. She did say that she is planning on releasing the Oahu collection again. Yes! But she doesn't know when that's going to be. Her eau de parfum collection is permanent though. And in March, I believe 2021, she's planning on adding 5 more scents to that range. I told her how much I loved falls, and she said that that scent particularly is the one that everyone seems to love. So man, hopefully that scent comes back, because it's absolutely, I can sniff it right now. I feel crushed that this is all I have left, because I would love to have this in a spritzer and just get that burst of biting to a lychee just all over me. That would be great. Maybe I need to get some lychees and actually experience the real thing, but it's not that this is imitating biting a lychee. It's that there's just the combination of fruitiness and floral, and let's see what it actually says. Tropical spices, hapu tree ferns, rushing water, green mist, wet jungle moss, monkey pod bark, manure red clay. I'd love to hear what anyone else thinks that smells like. If you have tried them, please do let me know what you think this smells like, because she says she thinks it's like standing in a rainforest, she being Alia. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about the scent. One cool thing, so you can buy sample packs like this one here. It looks like they're $40, and there's a statement on the website that goes towards the purchase of a full size, I believe, or it's like goes towards a purchase on their site. So that's nice. These were gifted to me, so I would have to pay full price, I'm sure, which is about $135 per 100 ml bottle, I think. Sorry, it looks like $125. I think that's very expensive, of course, but this looks like a tiny little boutique perfumery. Who knows how many people work there? Just gorgeously crafted. And I just realized something. I'm looking at my phone right now and it looks like Scentbird has Regime de Fleurs. If you're interested, I did a video comparing Scentbird and Scentbox. You can check it out over here. But I'm actually very, very tempted to restart my Scentbird subscription to get some of Regime de Fleurs. Should we read someone else's ratings on this? They say it smells like a Christmas tree. Smells very strongly of moss. Not my style, very masculine, someone says. Whoa, noses are so different. This smells so floral and sweet and very vibrant and feminine to me. And this person here, okay, very strange, can't stop smelling it. That's me. Not my review though. This is someone else. Ooh, and it was just a couple weeks ago. I had to take my time with this fragrance. I actually disliked it for the first few days, they say, but kept coming back to it for more. I definitely did that. Like every time I smelled it, I liked it more. Finally, my senses adjusted and I started enjoying the fresh notes of tropical waterfalls and earthy clay. I use it as a bedtime soothing fragrance. Very comforting. Noses are weird. Noses are weird, man. It smells gorgeous, like fresh earth, greens, and water. Less sweet and flowery and more just of the earth. One of my absolute favorites so far. Just wish it lasted longer. I do wonder if Scentbird does something different because this lasts particularly long in comparison to all the other ones. When I say particularly long, about 4 or 5 hours at full scent. And then after that, it seems to sort of meander off very consistently though. It stays consistent to the scent. Very strong and woody. Unexpected combination of notes that I can't stop smelling. It makes me happy. Totally. So unique and interesting. Love how earthy it is. I don't think it's earthy. Then someone here says too flowery, smells like perfume. That's a funny comment for a perfume. But yeah, flowery, I smell flowery. Actually does smell like I'm by a waterfall in a flowering Hawaiian rainforest. I'm qualified to say this after having recently been a resident of the Hawaiian Islands for 8 consecutive years, someone says. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What a tangent. Can you tell how much I love the scent that I just got lost in a tangent on Scentbird? I might do that. I might also see if they have a full size on Scentbird because I think you can buy a full size and I guess they must buy stock of other companies and then resell it. Potentially a good way to advertise. Anyways, phenomenal, fantastic. I love this scent. I really like this brand and I'm very, very chuffed that the owner responded to me randomly questioning like, hey, when you getting this scent? I love it. She responded very willingly and shared lots of lovely information. I love that. Seems like a great company and I have a lot more of these scents to try, I do believe. So if you're interested in Regime de Fleurs, if you enjoyed this video, please do let me know your thoughts down below. If you've smelled this, oh my gosh, please tell me, because how different is that? How different? How very interesting how different stuff smells to different people. I think that's so cool. And on that note, all of this is based on my schnoz, my sniffer, and and how things seem to work with my chemistry. It might be totally different to you. Take everything with a grain of salt and hopefully you just enjoyed yourself. On that note, if you found this video fun, interesting, informative, helpful, whatever, I hope you hit subscribe down below. Let me know what you thought. Give this a like or dislike if you didn't like it. Wherever you are, I hope you're having the best day that you possibly can. Be kind to the people around you. And thanks for hanging out.